The Young Thug just dropped his long-awaited album, SCUTI, and it sounds crazy, man. Let's make some beats for it. To do this, I'll be splitting this video into two different beats. One being the harder sounding beats with crazy strings and an insane bounce, and the other being the more emotional, pain sound, which includes some crazy gems that I haven't seen on YouTube before. What? So stay tuned for that. Let's get into it. So for the first beat, we'll be focusing on his hard-hitting beats. With people like Wheezy producing these tracks, let's focus on that sound. So a lot of the songs with the harder beats on the album definitely feature like some sort of staccato strings.
Drop top rollers, kicking up no dust, nigga, you ain't know your shit.
So we definitely want to try and go for that anthem vibe for this beat and then switch up the vibe for the second beat. So right here, I've got augmented strings. Let's get a little rhythm down. And I get some notes in between. And now that we have this main bit right here, I want to put like a sort of top layer on. This top layer though is going to have a bit less velocity, so it sort of blends in a bit more. Just randomize the velocity on all this. It's going to change the bounce a lot. Now I want to change the sound out. Let's go to an analogy for this. All like that. Just about the top notes. That's hard. All right, now we need one more string. We need like a pizzicato to go underneath that. There you go. But we need to bring this all down like 2. Yeah, that's hard. Okay, so now we definitely need some brass to go underneath that. Oh, that's it right there. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And let's add something on top as well. Just chop it like here with this slice tool, and it goes to a C. And yeah, I just want to kind of create a groove here. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, if we just flip that around. Now we've got that, I think some stuff from Sleep Experiments would be really good for this. I want to kind of bring an advanced one-shot into play, copy that brass sound into this. Okay, half-time it. Some sort of shade box as well would be nice. Oh, that's cool. Oh, we can move it about and get like a different sound. Oh, I think I prefer that one actually. All right, sweet. So now we have that, man. It's drum time. So for drums, I want to focus on like London on the track and like the Wheezy sort of vibe that you can hear in the album. And again, man, this new sort of D-rich sound is coming back into place. So we're definitely gonna go for those drums. Well, it's gonna go crazy. Here we go. You know what? I might just do the 808 now, and then we're gonna add some more. So of course, Wheezy, he has all of these 808 rolls and stuff, so let's put it in. Kick. I'm not gonna make this kick too loud though. I want it to just be so you can only just hear it. Just gonna make it slap a little bit harder, you know? Right, yeah, let's mess around these hi-hats now. Some open hats now. What? We definitely need some lasers in it. With a lot of these Young Thug beats, man, there's always some sort of intro that transitions into this drop. So I really want to like add some sort of intro before we actually get this drop going. Drop is fine, drop is fire, and it was so quick to make. So I think if we add like an intro into this, we can really just take this to the next level. We definitely need like some sort of piano that comes into it for sure. So let's just grab this main melody, but make it sound a little bit more like emotional, I guess, with chords and such. That sounds fire as well, okay. Okay, but yeah, we can do something like this. So yeah, we have 4 chords there initially. We just spaced them out like this. Does sound very similar, but if we just do option R and we make this very, very random, it can almost sound like the different chords. Even though it's the same, it's because some of the notes you only hear slightly, so it makes the chords sound so much more different. Listen. And let's add some low notes to this. Now let's bring it up to D and then G at the end. Randomize that. So now when I transition that into the drop, it should work. Let's go back into them stems and grab that pizzicato sound we had. Actually, no, I want to go back to that pattern actually and just make like a more simpler version. Like that. We could chuck some simple experiments on this as well, just to kind of make it sound a little bit more ambient, you know what I mean? There you go. Oh, that's perfect. And then here, I want to get like some strings. Yo, we're going crazy right here. Hold on. Where is that? I'm just kind of just random. I'm gonna go to the tape synth section right here. Let's go to like R&B and pops because it has some nice ambient layers in here. Yeah, let's grab a few things from here. Alright, one more thing. I mean, come on, bro. Oh, come on, man. Bro, the transition there sounds crazy. We need a live guitar underneath that. And then we're done. We just need that live bass. Come on. So that's the intro done. That intro is finally done. Now it's time for the drop. We literally just have to arrange it, to be honest. We've already done the drums. But yeah, let's just check this in. I want to have a little bit of like pause before it actually comes in. So maybe like this. So like, what? Bro, come on. Let me bring some of this stuff back in here. Nah, this is crazy. Oh my days, what the heck? Okay, as you guys can see by the arrangement, I've definitely done a lot in here, but man, it was definitely worth it. This one sounds insane. It's definitely something I can hear Young Thug on. Yeah, honestly, some takeaways from these sort of beats is Young Thug has been on a lot of sort of anthem beats, so if you want to make those beats, you definitely have to have lots of strings, brass, and orchestral instruments, you know what I'm saying? And then as for the drums, you know, normal sort of D-rich sounds, but without a wheezy bounce. Drums aren't really too crazy. Layering that kick underneath the 808 just with like a lower volume, just so it slaps a little bit more, definitely essential. And of course, as you guys can see by this intro right here, I started this off with more of like an emotional piano, which I created off of that main MIDI. Layering it with some strings and some bits from Synth Palace to really just add some ambience is of course essential for this intro. But yeah, man, enough of me waffling. Let's listen to this finals beat. Here we go. Intro. Cold. Like how it comes into this already. That's odd. That's crazy. Come on. Cancel out. Now for the second beat, we'll be focusing on the more emotional sound, which can be heard on UI SCUTI. Think songs like Miss My Dogs with more of London on the track influence. All right, so now for the second beat, I'm gonna start this one off with a grand piano. If you wanna go for that sort of emotional Young Thug vibe, we definitely need a nice grand piano. So initially we need 4 different chords. It's really just the velocity and the notes in between, which is what makes it sound unique. Let's go to like D sharp minor. Let's do like this, but bring this A sharp up. And then like this. And if you bring this B up. There you go, like how simple is that, you know? I'm just gonna add the root notes now. So it's D sharp minor, then A sharp. We can just layer some of these notes. So I'm gonna bring this D sharp up and maybe this A sharp as well. A G sharp too. There you go, it's better. So now that we have these chords, let's just get this slice tool right here and just bring it in between like this. But I'm not going to make it exactly like the Young Thug song, so I'm going to kind of switch up a little bit. Now we've got that emotional vibe down, let's just do Option R and make sure this is very random with the velocity. Let's just try and flick through. I like that. Okay, so now let's just strum this as well. So underneath that, I think we need a live guitar to really sort of liven this up. Oh yeah, that little strum right here is just, yeah, this is sick. All right, so now we need a vocal to go underneath that. Of course, I'm not gonna use my own vocals. Let's go to Splice. Ooh, that's nice. This is like one of the first ones I went over. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to Sim Experiments. There's one shot in here that I think would be really nice on top of this. This is Ice one. It adds like a lot of texture to it. Also do copy and paste this onto the one shot from Sim Experiments. Let's try and like maybe simplify this a little bit. Not by doing it through the MIDI actually. I'm gonna do it through halftime. Oh, you hear that? Up an octave maybe. Oof, bit chorus as well. That's hard. Maybe I try with the key a little bit. Oh my day, wait, down there, yo. That's a vibe, bro. Okay. Let's throw a few like phrases on top of this. Wait, halftime that as well. I think we need like a guitar as well. So I'm gonna go to a flex, just grab a guitar from there. Guitars are great for these sort of beats. Doesn't really matter what guitar you grab, to be honest, because we're just gonna throw it through a guitar rig anyway. Might set with this one for now. That's the one, hold on. Oh! It's a vibe. I'm gonna add a lounge lizard now. I'm just gonna freestyle some stuff onto this because this is D minor, which is pretty much all the white notes. Maybe do a few recordings and then yeah, just go from there. Oh, there it is. So I want this to be like a 16 bar one, low key. I'm just gonna grab this, bring this in like here. if I go onto this guitar rig on this and just put like a wah sort of amp on it. Oh, wait, I just got an idea. That little bit of ambience at the end, let me just really explore that. This could be a really cool intro. We revert. Oh! Like, come on. We're gonna get back to that later. Okay, right, yeah. Now it's time for the beat. Let's do some drums on this. Drum-wise, we're gonna go for more of London on the Track drums, which is quite basic sort of trap drums, but ones that just hit, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go for that. Here we go. Of course, perks underneath this. Something similar like that. Time for the 808. Let's go for more of a simple spins right here, but we're gonna actually make it clip a little bit just by clicking this boost and bring this up like 3%. Because London's drums, the 808 isn't insanely loud, it's just like, it isn't hitting too hard, it's just because it's linked with a kick, it just sounds so nice under the mix. That's hard. Like, we need to bring this up a little bit because this 808 is too low. Now I need to kick underneath that. Maybe some like little open hats underneath it. Snares as well. As the drums done, it's time for the arrangement. So earlier on, I of course recorded out that little reverse section. I think that'd be really cool for an intro. We kind of have this intro already of me freestyling on the keys. We're gonna just leave that as it is. Probably like a 16-bar intro because of course, if you listen to some of the Young Thug songs, there's a lot of long intros. So we're gonna go for that style. Bring the drums in. Let's try it out. That gap, and it comes back in. So we have this final beat right here. As you guys can see, there was a lot put into this, man, and mainly on the melody, to be honest. So let me break some of that down before we get into this final beat. Melody wise, you know, you got to start off with them chords. As I said before, the chords, only 4 chords. It's really about the stuff you add on top, just chopping it up, playing with the velocity, strumming, etc, etc. I made sure to use this vocal, which was really cool for this melody. Of course, fix that Young Thug vibe. If you listen to a lot of the songs in the album, you'll hear vibes like this. I added a lot of stuff from Sim Experiments, which of course you guys can get at the top link of the description, just to really sort of add some ambience and fix up that space. Air Life bass guitar underneath it just to fill in some of them gaps. And the drums are pretty straightforward, normal sort of London on the Track drums, just hard hitting, not too crazy, lots of space, because we filled in a lot of the space already with the melody. So the drums, we got to keep that open, man. That's the more sort of pain vibe that you would hear on the Young Thug album. Let's just give this one a final listen. It's clean. Come on, man. That's clean. It comes in. Ready?